Welcome back to Apex Sci-Fi. In the animal kingdom, size usually equals power. An elephant crushes a lion. A whale eats a shark. We are conditioned to fear the big things. But anyone who has ever owned a dog knows the truth. The most dangerous creatures aren't the ones that weigh 100 pounds. They are the ones that weigh 4 pounds and vibrate with the fury of 1,000 suns. The Chihuahua. A creature that defies biology. It is 50% tremble, 50% hatred, and 0% fear. So, what happens when an alien race of giant warriors, who hunt T-Rexes for sport, lands on Earth and encounters a dog that fits in a purse but acts like it owns the galaxy? Today's story is about the Krogan blood pack. They came to Earth expecting a fight with our armies. Instead, they ran into Tinkerbell. This is the story of how a galactic empire retreated because they believed Earth had developed compressed rage technology. Do you have a small dog that thinks it's a wolf? Smash that like button. You are harboring a fugitive. And if you want to see a 7-foot alien run away from a dog wearing a sweater, subscribe and ring the bell. Warning, excessive barking ahead. Warlord Thrax slammed his boots onto the pavement of Beverly Hills. Thrax was a specimen of pure violence. 8 feet tall. Gray skin. Thus, he had scars from fighting the lava beasts of Zorg. Behind him stood his elite squad, the World Eaters. They carried plasma cannons and swords made of neutronium. Report, Thrax growled, scanning the manicured lawns and palm trees. This sector is quiet, Lieutenant Gores replied. Too quiet. The dominant species, humans, are weak. Soft skin. No claws. We shall crush them in an hour. Thrax nodded. They rely on machines. Without their tanks they are nothing. Find me a challenge, Gores. Find me the apex predator of this biome. Gores adjusted his bioscanner. Scanning for high aggression signatures. Wait. What is it? I detect a massive spike in hostility. Nearby. The aggression levels are off the charts. It registers as pure malice. Thrax grinned. Finally. A beast worthy of my blade. Where is it? It is approaching, Gores pointed down the sidewalk. It is rounding the corner. Prepare for battle. The World Eaters raised their shields. They braced themselves for a grizzly bear, or perhaps a tiger. Around the corner came Mrs. Agnes. She was 85 years old. She was using a walker. And on a pink retractable leash she walked it. A Chihuahua. Its name was Princess. Was wearing a tutu. It had eyes that bulged out of its head like it had seen into the void and the void had blinked first. And it was vibrating. The aliens froze. Where is the beast? Thrax demanded. That is it, Warlord, Gores pointed at the tiny rat-like creature. Thrax squinted. That is the source of the aggression signal? It is the size of a ration bar. Do not be deceived by the size, Gores warned, his voice trembling. Look at the density. Physics dictates that matter compressed into a small space becomes unstable. This creature is condensed evil. Princess stopped. She saw the aliens. Most dogs would run. Most dogs would hide. Princess did not know fear. Princess only knew that these gray giants were in her territory. She stiffened. The hair on her back stood up, all 3 strands of it. She began to vibrate harder. It's easy. Look at the oscillation. Thrax shouted, stepping back. It is shaking. Why is it shaking? It is not cold, sir, Gores analyzed. The ambient temperature is 75 degrees. The vibration is internal. It is a buildup of kinetic energy. Like a reactor core about to breach. Is it radioactive? It must be. Look at the eyes. They are bulging from the internal pressure. The creature is a biological nuclear bomb. Mrs. Agnes stopped walking. She smiled at the terrifying aliens. Oh, hello there, she said sweetly. Are you boys in a band? Nice costumes. Thrax ignored the human. He kept his weapon trained on the dog. Stay back, handler. Thrax warned. Your weapon is unstable. It is trembling. Princess let out a sound. It wasn't a bark. It was a high-pitched, demonic yip that pierced the alien's sensitive auditory receptors. Yip, yip, grr. She lunged. She hit the end of the leash, choking herself, standing on 2 legs, snapping her jaws at the air. Froth formed at her mouth. By the gods! Thrax screamed. Look at the ferocity. It has no regard for its own safety. It is trying to strangle itself just to reach us. It is a berserker class. Gores yelled. It feels no pain. It only feels hate. Princess spun in a circle, biting her own tail, then lunged again. Snap, snap. It is fast. Thrax noted. It moves like a blur of teeth and pink fabric. What is that armor it is wearing? Is that a tutu of power? It must be a containment suit, Gores theorized. The pink mesh holds the beast's physical form together. If we remove the tutu, it might expand into a leviathan. The aliens retreated behind a parked car. Why is it so small? A soldier asked, terrified. In nature, big things are strong. Why is this thing the size of a boot? Evolutionary compression, Thrax concluded, sweating. Think about it. On Earth, they learned how to split the atom. Small thing, big boom. They did the same with biology. They took the rage of a T-Rex and compressed it into a 3-pound canister. This isn't a pet. It's a pocket grenade. Princess was now digging up the concrete, growling like a chainsaw. Mrs. Agnes pulled on the leash. Now, Princess. Be nice to the tall gentleman. She reached down. No. Thrax shouted. Do not touch the core. You will lose your hand. Mrs. Agnes picked up Princess. The aliens flinched, expecting an explosion. Instead, Princess settled into the crook of Mrs. Agnes's arm. She stopped barking. She just stared at Thrax with those giant, watery, unblinking eyes. She let out a low growl that vibrated through Mrs. Agnes's ribs. The human, Gores whispered in awe. She is holding it, with her bare hands. She is immune to the radiation. She is a beast master, Thrax realized. She is not a frail old woman. She is a sorceress of immense power. She contains the chaos. Thrax lowered his weapon. He knew he could not win. If he shot the dog, it might detonate and crack the planet in half. If he attacked the woman, she might release the beast. He stepped out from behind the car. He removed his helmet in a sign of submission. Great warrior, Thrax said to Mrs. Agnes. We surrender. Oh. Mrs. Agnes adjusted her glasses. That's nice, dear. Would you like a hard candy? We do not want the candy, Thrax said, eyeing the dog. We want peace. We did not know Earth possessed pocket titans. Princess growled again. Thrax flinched. Please, Thrax begged. Tell the beast to stand down. Its eyes, they are staring into my soul. They judge my sins. She's just a little protective, Mrs. Agnes patted Princess's head. The dog's skull felt like a fragile egg, yet it contained enough malice to power a starship. She thinks she's a big dog. She is a big dog, Thrax corrected. Spiritually, she is a giant. We are the small ones. Thrax signaled his ship. Extract us immediately, Thrax ordered. This planet is a trap. The inhabitants have weaponized nervousness. Sir? Did you defeat the armies? Forget the armies. They have chihuahuas. Millions of them. Some are even smaller. Teacups. Can you imagine? A teacup titan? The density would be infinite. A black hole of teeth. The dropship descended. As Thrax boarded, he looked back one last time. Mrs. Agnes was walking away. Princess was looking back over her shoulder. The dog bared its teeth. Thrax shuddered. It smiled at me, Thrax whispered. It knows it won. The Krogan blood pack left the solar system. They put a quarantine buoy around Earth. The warning beacon broadcasts a simple message in 500 languages. Danger. Planet contains micropredators. They shake. They scream. They wear pink. Do not engage. Flee. Back on Earth, Mrs. Agnes got home. She took off the leash. Who's a brave girl? She asked. Princess spun in a circle, barked at a ghost in the corner, and then fell asleep instantly on a pillow. She dreamed of conquering galaxies. And honestly, she probably could. This has been Apex Sci-Fi. We laugh at small dogs, but maybe the aliens are right. Maybe chihuahuas are just concentrated evil waiting for a catalyst. If you own a pocket titan, hit that like button to appease it. Comment below. What is the angriest small animal you've ever met? Subscribe. And never trust anything that vibrates for no reason. End of transmission.